I said this in a flash in one of my previous videos some months ago, and I feel that it's very important that I make an extensive video on this. That's the main reason why I'm doing this video. Now, your young snails is your money. I always tell people that snail farming is a game of numbers, and the more you have, the more you make money. So you want to make sure that you are taking good care of your hatchlings. You want to make sure that you are taking good care of your eggs. You want to ensure that your eggs are hatching. At least you have a higher hatchability rate. And you also want to make sure that when they hatch, they transition into the various stages before they get to the point of laying. Now, this secret is something that if you are able to align yourself with, you'll be very successful in snail farm. When eggs hatch at your farm and you are able to help them transition from hatchlings into growers into point of snails, the possibility that the snail will do well is high because the snail has been through a lot of cycles in the farm. Granted, you don't change the conditions in the farm. Granted, you don't change how you do things. The snails that have grown at your farm would do extremely well. They would even do better than snails that you bring from outside farm to your farm. They'll do better than snails that you introduce to your farm. So one secret in snail farming is make sure that your eggs are hatching and that when they hatch, you are able to transition them up until they get to point of lay, up until they also start laying eggs. And when we are able to manage them through this cycle, the snails do very well because they have adapted to the farm and they have transitioned or they have done a lot of cycles at the farm. So they become used to the farm, and when they begin to multiply, they multiply in numbers. When they start laying eggs, they lay in huge numbers. This is because they are used to the farm. The truth is, when we lose big snails, we are not too much worried, unlike when we lose small or young snails, because trust me, that is your money. That is where your whole thing is. And the more you have, the more money you make. So all your focus and your attention has to be drawn to the young ones because those are the ones that will make you money. Granted, you have about 1,000 eggs at your farm and you have about 600 or 700 growing from the eggs, hatchlings, growers, up until point of lay snails. What you have done is you have pushed yourself into a success rate because these snails that have moved from eggs to point of lays will do extremely well at your farm. Now, when you are selling your snails, always try and sell the big ones. Always try and sell the adults. Don't sell the growers. Don't sell the point of lays. But if you are doing it commercially and you are doing it in numbers, like we are doing, then of course you don't mind selling point of lays, you don't mind selling growers. But if you are looking at crunching the numbers down to a very high success rate, then I would urge you to hold on to your young ones and rather sell the adults, because the young ones, when they start multiplying, they'll multiply in numbers, like in huge numbers. So one secret in snow farming is to keep your young ones. Till I come your way another time, it's a bye bye for myself.